Jahangir was the junior champion of Pakistan. Then he shocked the country and his father.
Myself or everybody couldn't believe that this is impossible. How can Jahangir won the world championship? So I just run away to the office and I rang up to the radio station that please repeat that news. What happened was in Australia in the World Squash Championship. They said, well, Roshan Khan, your son Jahangirkhan won the World Amateur Championship.
Jahangir hadn't even qualified to play in the World Amateur Championship, but got a wildcard berth into the tournament. Cutting through more experienced opposition, he reached the final, in which he beat Phil Kenyon of Great Britain to become the youngest champion ever. Jahangir went to England to be trained by brother Torsam, one of the highest ranked professionals in the world. The boy had a natural talent. The priority was to develop the strength to go with it. And the brothers set a target, the World Professional Softball Championship in 2 years. But 1 month later, a devastating tragedy. Torsam died of a heart attack on the squash court.
When my brother died, I had a really big shock, but I just gave squash for 2-3 months. I just don't want to play anymore, you know. Sometimes he comes in dream, you know, when I'm sleeping, he comes in dream telling me about squash, and we're playing together and laughing, and I want to see him again. But then later in the family members and other people says to me that that was his ambition to make you world #1 and world champion. Why don't you carry on with that?
Meeting the challenge became a family crusade. His new mentor was his cousin Ramat, who sacrificed his own playing career to make Jahangir the best in the world. Ramat imposed a demanding regime on the grief-stricken 15-year-old, turning dejection into motivation.
When Torsam died, I looked at Jahangir. He was crying, sitting there, a little kid, 15 years old, probably thinking that now, you know, his future is in danger, what's going to happen. And that made me think that that could be the meaning of my life.
For both, training became a full-time pursuit of discipline and excellence.
Come on, come on, come on! Come on, come on, come on! Yeah! Allah will help us. But Allah says you have to work.
The teachings of Islam were an important part of the regime. So too was psychology.
No. And if you lose a couple of matches, don't worry about it. What you got to do is to win the war.
Jahangir rapidly became a star contender in the professional ranks. And in 1980, in Germany, had his first encounter with the reigning king of squash, Jeff Hunt of Australia. The young Khan polished him off 3 games to 1.
And out, 8-5, match ball. Game, match beginning to tie.
It was only a minor tournament, but Jahangir had upset the world champion. He and squash fans everywhere had a premonition of the future. The training schedule went into top gear.
enjoying it, aren't you? Yeah. That's the main thing. As long as you enjoy, man, no worries. We've got plenty of time to get you fit. But as I said, either I'm going to die or I'm going to be fitter than you are.
We both can share everything. Like if we lose something, we'll share it. If we win something, we'll share it. Sometimes I feel that I'm doing too much. Sometimes I feel that I've been playing so much squash, feel tired.
More.
But Ramat seldom allowed him time to even know he was tired.
And more. That's good, Jahangir. More. Come on, Jahangir, fight. There.
The man who had set aside his own dreams of stardom knew what was needed to get to the top.
And back again to that corner. You cannot achieve everything and not give everything for it, you know. You have to give something to achieve something. And if you have ambition, it will demand sacrifices, I tell you. Keep going, come on.
Ramat was always there to push harder. It seemed to be paying off when Jahangir, now 17, reached the final of the British Open in April 1981. His opponent again, Jeff Hunt, 7 times holder of the title. Jahangir had by now beaten the champion twice, and in this final, although behind 2 games to 1, was leading comfortably in the 4th after 2 hours of play. But Hunt, who had seemed dead on his feet, stormed back to take a record 8th British title. Jahangir's performance earned the praise of the grand old man of squash, his uncle, Hashim Khan, 7-time winner of the British Open.
17-year-old. I think he's the best for his age in the world these days. And I tell you one thing, if Jahangir start to win the British Open, any time he start to win, he will be win, I think he's more than 8 times for sure.
If that first game had gone about nearly 35 minutes, you know, or 40 minutes,
Yeah.
he would have stopped him, you know, after that.
Well, the main thing is to learn from this.
That's right, just...
And learn he did.
Come on. Okay, let's go. Go!
As he accelerated his run at the world title, he beat Hunt in their next 3 meetings.
Keep going, come on.
Toronto, Canada, November 1981. It seemed inevitable that Jahangir Khan would be here, facing yet again the 4-time world champion, Jeff Hunt. Both nervously awaited what they both knew would be the final showdown. The final of the World Softball Championship.
You are not going to make mistakes like you did in the British Open, remember? Be patient. Let the game go as long as it goes. Allah has given us another chance.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome Jahangirkhaan, the challenger, the number 2 seed from Pakistan.
I was not worried because that was my time to win it.
The odds were on the Australian. He was experienced, he looked superbly fit. The first game was a marathon lasting 1 hour. Jahangir attacked Hunt, but the champion's 34-year-old legs seemed equal to the challenge. He took the first game, and Jahangir got a lecture.
Ramat was giving me patience, and he was saying that you have to do your brother ambition, you have to do your family ambition, so fight for it. And don't give a chance at all.
Jahangir did fight back. In game 2, it became apparent that the grueling first game had taken a toll on Hunt. The challenger won it. Game 3. More pressure from Khan. More erosion of Hunt's strength.
Yes. Oh, yes!
And he lost again. In the 4th, Jahangir could scent victory.
To be able to not bet on the opponent.
He was unstoppable.
Anyway.
long as you can. If you notice, he delayed completely the last second and then fooled Jeff with a cross-court drop. There it is.
At just 17, Jahangirkhan became the champion of the world, the youngest ever. It was exactly 2 years to the day since his brother Torsam had died. Jahangir and Ramat had fulfilled their promise. There was an almost mystical quality, a sense of destiny, to the victory.
We owe to Allah, to God, to thank him that we were there and we achieved what we wanted to achieve. And tears were in our eyes, you know, and happiness and everything. And one thing came in my mind, yes, wish Torsam was there.
They flew home to Pakistan, and with Jahangir's father, reverently presented the trophy to Torsam. It was another promise the family had made 2 years before. The dynasty had overcome a tragedy. Once again, when it had seemed impossible, the Khans had proved that they were the rulers of squash, wherever the game is played. They had reached down and found the strength with the help of their religion, Islam, and its cornerstones, unity, faith, and discipline.
I learned a lot of discipline from my religion, not to drink any alcohol, not to do many other things. In our religion, there's so many things which help to a sportsman, I would say. I've seen many players, they wanted to become a world champion as well, and they want to enjoy their life, which is like they want to have a late night, they want to go to disco, which is not possible, I would say. I work hard, I live with disciplined life, and I had ambition, and that's make me winner.
This discipline had made him probably the fittest sportsman in the world. An hour a day of exercises. 3 hours a day of stroke and match practice. Daily swimming, 10 miles of running, and then a series of sprints to sharpen on-court acceleration.
If you are fit enough, then obviously you can reach to the ball, and if you have a good control, then obviously you will put the ball away from your partner. And this game is like a physical chess, I would say.
Khan is the grand master of center court. The shot he hits now is part of a sequence he has already played out in his head. Here Jahangir in yellow forces Gamal Awad of Egypt back and forth. Both are in motion, but it is the Egyptian who is doing the running. Khan dominates from the center. Working Awad to the front, he then sends him back with a murderous cross-court drive. With a series of tight drop shots, volleys, and powerful drives, he saps the energy of his opponent, forcing him into weaker returns. To further confuse Awad, Khan produces another weapon from his armory, a disguised shot. Awad must make an instant shift into reverse and then be tested by a probing drop shot from the back court. Forced off the center, Khan produces a risky cross-court from a near impossible position to regain control. At will, he can turn a game around.
I can play two types of game. I can play a long game, which is I can carry on for 1 hour, 2 hours, depending on my fitness. And I can play a stroke game, which is short game. When I get a chance, play a winner. So I depend on 2 games. But some players, they are not fit enough. They always play short game, but one day it's not working the same shot. Then they are in trouble.